All right, what I got here is a tie rod cylinder, and we're going to be doing a reseal on it today. If you like this sort of thing, if you would, go down there, click the subscribe, turn the bell on for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or got anything out of it. All right, like I said, this is a tie rod cylinder because it has 4 tie rods that's holding the cylinder together. I'm going to remove this plug here, and first we got to get these loose. So I've got a wrench and a socket, 11/16 on this particular one. It's a little tight, but it works. And we just take them all loose. I like to work one across from the other. Now this one, these 2 are the only ones holding pressure. I'll loosen this one a little. Then I'll go to this one and take the pressure off it, or leave the tension off of it. And then I'll just go ahead and take them out. That one, and there's that one. Okay, now that that's loose, I'll take and hit on this ear of this flange of the head while holding pressure on the tube, because they do have oil, or it does have oil. I get it that far. Hold pressure on the tube because this end will want to come out sometimes, depending on how bad it is or tight it is. And then just walk that rod out. Generally, these have a, this is a special, this is being used on something particular. Generally, these rods are a little bit shorter and they've got a clevis on them. You see these types of cylinders a lot on agricultural equipment. They're a cheaper alternative to a welded cylinder. So I'm going to go ahead and wiggle the tube off. And I'm just going to let that sit there and drain. And that's basically it to disassembling that far. That's how you get these apart. I will go ahead and remove this O-ring. Usually these got backups. This one does not. Set the butt to the side. And it does have a, this is called a clevis. This is a clevis base plate or butt or whatever you want to call it. Now I'll slide this down. And I'm going to clamp or put the vise jaws right here. I got my aluminum plates. All right, my aluminum plates are on the jaws. Got my 1.5" socket on a 3/4 inch drive impact. And I'll remove the piston nut. Okay, piston nut's loose. Go ahead and remove it. Remove the piston. That's got thread locker on it, red, so that's probably gonna be a little tight, so I can, there we go. Use that gland to knock that off. Okay. And that's it. There's an O-ring here we got to take off. All right, we got our O-ring pulled off of here. Next, we'll take our piston seal off. This has got a crown point piston seal. Take it off. Take our O-ring off our gland here. And this has got a U-cup in here. A lot of times these got even just O-ring and a backer. Take that out. and then our wiper. I'll take a straight pick, get it started on the bottom side here. So basically what I'm doing is getting that started up under there to get that raised up some. Then I'll take a screwdriver and do the same thing. Okay, so I got a screwdriver up under there and it raised that a little bit, and then basically just take and rotate it until it pops out. That's it as far as taking it apart and pulling the seals. I would get the gland and the piston cleaned up, and the butt. I'll get that cleaned up. I'll get all that cleaned up, and then we'll get back to resealing and putting it back together. Okay, I got everything cleaned up and new seals. We're going to start with the gland first. Start on the outside. This just had an O-ring, so put an O-ring on there. Next, the U-cup goes in this U-cup goes in this groove right here. This is the U-cup, the bevel is on the bottom, and it goes in this orientation. Basically, we'll take her and start it in. Start one side in there and just push and rotate that in. Until we get it in there like that. Next is our wiper. Take and just start it. Get it started a little bit, then move over to a little harder surface, and then finish putting it in. And that's what that looks like. And that's it for the head. We do have a little O-ring here that goes on the groove on this one, right there. We got our other O-ring for the butt. It's cleaned up as well, and it just slides right on. Then all that leaves is the piston seal. It had a crown point before, a little different style. This is a PSM, but same thing pretty well. This is a two-piece. It's got an expander. Expander goes on first, and then the piston seal stretches down and over, and that's it. And this did come off, this is directional. It came off, this was where the piston nut goes, this recessed side. So pay attention to that. We're gonna get some grease. Put on the gland, or put in the gland there. We're gonna put a little bit on this O-ring and some on this shaft here, just to eliminate any chances of that rod seal cutting. Go ahead and start that on. Okay, that goes there. I'll take my piston. Okay, that's going to be a little stiff, so I'm going to take my socket. I'm going to put it up there, and then I'm going to give it a little love tap. And that slid right on then. Go ahead and put our piston nut on. Put put a little 121 thread locker on there instead of the red. And we go ahead and run that tight. Wipe off any excess thread locker or anything. That's one thing bad about this, not having a clevis to put it in. As you saw, that wanted to rotate some. That's good there. We'll remove the rod and we will put our base back in. Sure, and put a little bit of grease on your O-ring. Slide your tube back on. Like such. And then we'll grease up our piston seal here and that O-ring. And that's a matter of putting this all back in. So I'm going to get a dead blow hammer for this one. Okay, so I got a dead blow hammer for this. I'm going to hit the rod in because normally these have a clevis and I'll use the sledge, but I don't want to mess any threads up. So hold pressure while pushing and hammering. Okay, that's going in. And we'll go ahead and hammer our gland in there. And those are lined back up. We'll take our tie rods, go ahead and insert them back in. And I did clean these up with the wire wheel as well, the threads. Basically, we get them started. Start the nuts back on them. Okay, and then I'll start, once all those are started, I'll, same as before, I'll just run this down enough. Run this down enough until it starts to get snug. Then I'll go to the opposite side. Okay, they're snug. Now, you want to make sure your flanges are in line with each other, parallel. So right now this one is cocked that way a little bit. Take and hit it. Just look down and eyeball if they're even on the sides. You'll be able to tell. They look fairly good there. So what I'll do is go ahead and snug that one down a little more, come back down to this one. Go to that one, come up to this one, snug that, and then over to this one. Okay, then I'll switch over to my torque wrench. I've got this set at 60 foot-pounds. This is just basically from doing this over time. That's the setting that I come up with. Some of them may be out there that shows, but it's basically, you can see what they untorque at and then basically set it close to that, as long as they're tight and all of them's got equal tension. So I'll start this one a little bit. I don't want to tighten it all the way yet, and then I'll go to the opposite one and start tightening it until it clicks. I'll go back to the other one. Okay, there's that one. Now I'll go up to this one. And I go to this one. Another thing to be mindful of is when you're torquing these down. There's that one. When you're torquing these down, be careful with these flange ears because they can break. It has happened before. So just be aware of that. As long as this moves, I may have that hammered in all the way too far. There we go. As long as that moves by hand, there we go. Because if these are out of alignment, it can bind that piston up and it'll have a harder time moving. So that's why you need to keep everything in line. But that's basically it on a tie rod cylinder. They're all fairly the same. They can be a little bit of differences in the seals they use, but more often than not, this is what you'll see in them. So if you enjoyed that, if you would, go down there, click the subscribe, turn the bell on for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And until next time, thanks for watching.